I think a lot of the ills that have been perpetrated around the world, I don't think they originate in America. I think, given the history of Britain, I think we are. I think we are the nexus of a lot of it. I think we've imported it to America. So it wouldn't surprise me if the UK ends up being the last of the holdouts for the globalists, because I think they're entrenched here more than they are in the rest of the world. I mean, at least in Australia, you've got 6 or 8 senators willing to speak out. I mean, there's just not those people in the UK, and they haven't pretty much a stranglehold in the UK over our media. It's a complete lockdown as far as I can see. There must be a lot of D-notices out there, and of course we know that through the Five Eyes that our intelligence services are working very, very closely together. And I fear that our intelligence services, certainly at the top, have not been working in the interests of the people for a very, very long time, which has been my experience of the current situation in the UK. I think our institutions in the UK are corrupted. That's not to say that all the apples in the barrels of our institutions are rotten, but all the apples at the top of the barrels of our institutions are rotten. And what has become clear to me over a number of years, if not decades, is that for any apple to seek to rise to the top of the barrel currently, it has to rot. So we need the top taking off all the barrels of our institutions, and that's going to be a huge shock for those who've not really been aware of what's going on and don't want to be aware of what's going on. I think if the truth comes out, and especially if the truth comes out about what's being done to the children worldwide, which is probably one of the most horrific things that you have to get your head around, I think there's going to be a lot of people in the UK and around the world who are going to need some mental health support. I'm not sure. I think one of the problems for full disclosure on the vaccine situation and the lack of safety and efficacy is going to be commercial. There's suggestions from Ed Dowd and others that if all the claims for vaccine harms and bereavement were paid out in the United States, it would run to trillions of dollars, and it would run to hundreds of billions of pounds in the UK. And I just hope we can find some way of squaring that circle. But